1985, not 1989.
Get out of here. What am I doing? CD lecture.
But isn't Taylor Swift 1989?
Oh, dang. So just name it T-Swizzle. Just go back
Yeah,
in.
there you go.
T-swivel. Did you just say T-swivel?
Swizzle.
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 Swizzle. Even better. Image review. Movie image. Movie 1989 review. With me. Haha. That's gonna fail. It shouldn't, but it might. So if you look at the images, let me bring up the homework real fast. So the images in the JSON object, it's just the last part of the URL. So if you wanted to use the entire image, you're going to have to take the last part of the URL and concatenate it with a root URL or a base URL. So let me grab the JSON file. Did everyone get the updated JSON file?
Yes.
I'm assuming everyone did because no one's complained yet. So
We don't complain.
I mean, ask questions. Yeah, so, are you done yet? You're not done yet. So if we look at the actual data here, so we see that the poster path is just slash a whole bunch of garbage and then .jpg. But really, where the poster path is, if we take this base URL, image.tmdb.org/c/p/stuff/ this slug right here, .jpg, we should get the image for a 404, but we do not.
JPEG.
Oh, yeah. Ta-da! Indiana Jones, Last Crusade. So to actually do this inside of the React app, to kind of see how that works out, I just come over here to my app real fast, and I go const my movie equals some object. It has an image URL. So here's my movie. And then down here, for my IMG, the real magic is source equals squiggles. Now inside of the squiggles, remember this is just JavaScript. So it can actually be anything that evaluates down to a value. And that value can be a string concatenated string. So I'm going to take this base URL, put it right there, and I'm going to add to it my movie.image. actually poster path. And then of course finish that out. And then just to prove I'm not crazy, here we go. So this is how you can do it, how you do the image. So if you're passing down to your props or whatever it is. Could also use string interpolation here, which I like string interpolation a wee bit better. But that's a personal preference at that point. Still works. So yeah, that's how you would handle images.
What if you were saying there was like another component that you had like what we were doing earlier with the movie. Anyway, so if you had the image like the object here,
Yep.
and you were trying to pull the image from a local like the images folder, so there would be the import statement, but then within the object itself, how would you call that image? I mean, would that even be appropriate if you were trying to do like a this.props with the image? So,
Yeah, you're across your wires there.
yeah.
Normally, usually with APIs, the image is hosted someplace else, so you're calling out to somewhere to actually get the image.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I have it on my I was just trying to do something. I could probably come back after lecture, but yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah.
So what does the dollar sign do?
This right here.
The dollar.
So yeah, the dollar sign squiggles, that's called string interpolation. And all that says is that I'm giving you a template of how to make my string. Give me a string value, and then this dollar sign squiggles here is saying, hey, look around me for a variable called that, my movie.poster path, and insert the value of this into that string.
It's like glue.
Yeah, it's like I'm giving you a box with a hole in it, and what goes in that hole.
And that's a backtick.
Backtick, yes. Backtick. Backtick's fun to say for some reason. I have no idea why, but it's so much fun.
It's several back kicks in
So we don't need to use this props for it.
You probably will. Like in your apps, this should be like this dot props dot data or like this dot props dot poster path. It will probably look something like that. But for me, since I don't have this in a child component, I don't have this dot props.
So you know how on the villains we had like we're gonna do header villains and whatever. Would we put this section inside like movies?
Yep.
So
So,
the
yeah.
movie section image.
So like this is probably going to go into a movie component. You're probably going to have a movies component or a movies list component. You're probably going to have like a header component or a footer.
Right. I feel like I kind of got that at the beginning of the last thing, and then it sort of disappeared. Like we were building an HTML
Yeah,
thing and apps, and then it just sort of
yeah,
way.
because the header was boring because it's just an H2 tag. It's still there, but the really interesting stuff that we were doing at least this morning were the villains list. That's where all the interesting stuff is happening.
okay.
It's still there. It's just a way in the back room for us not to think about.
All right, and that's when we went to the offices.
Yep.
Oh, so the header moved to the header. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I had to.
What else do we have about the homework?
I mean, I'm still struggling with importing my images folder into my index.css. I saw a thing where it was like, oh, you can have it in the public and use percentage public URL in all caps before the URL to the link, but I couldn't get that to work, and I haven't found anything else that works. There's like stuff to do like inline, but I don't want to do that. I want to do it.
You want to do it over inside your CSS.
Yeah.
So let's explore this together.
Cool.
Is that necessary if we're trying to use images on like locally in our project to import an images folder into the CSS file?
It could be.
And I mean, what would be the reason for possibility of that being necessary? I guess.
Because I just can't access my images folder through CSS right now,
Mhm.
so I think I have to import it somehow. It just like won't
Through like
load it up. If I have the images folder in my source,
Yep.
it
So,
won't do anything. And if it's in public, it can't access it anyway.
yeah.
So
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There we go. Yeah. So we're going to added image example for movies. 1989. Yeah. So the problem, just to get everyone on the same page, is inside of here we have an images folder, and we have an image in here of something. You know, and I want to use this thing inside of my CSS as a background image. You know, normally we would do something like this, you know, /public /images /jones.jpg, right? That's kind of like a thing that we've done before. Like this feels very familiar to us, right? But does this work in React? Well, no. Yeah, so background image. So what have you tried, Will? Just kind of.
I tried changing public to source because it's in the source folder. That didn't do anything.
Why do you think that didn't do anything?
It's the image didn't show up.
Yeah. Well, why do you think that didn't work? So if we just switch over here to source.
I don't know why it wouldn't work.
This source.
Yes, because source is not typically a thing.
Well, I've also tried it with just like without the source and just like there was the /images/ and I couldn't get it to show up then either.
What about dot /?
I feel like
Because
it's
that's a wild card.
oh what?
So what's that?
What did you do?
Just images? Oh, that's what we did in JavaScript.
So it's
Oh,
relative to where the CSS is.
I failed to compile when I did that.
So we're saying, hey, go into like my current directory, find something called images folder, something called jones.jpg, and use that.
Okay. Mine's still not due. I did /images/ the picture name, all of the URL posts.
Yeah, question while he figures that out.
Could you do, Jordan mentioned, because we could learn this, the /images that could be in the React side, or do you have to use CSS for your images?
So this is if you want to use a background image. You're just trying to use a regular image like an image tag. Then we're going to do like in like the React stuff we did yesterday and today. Yesterday.
For all like the movie posters or whatever.
So the movie posters for tonight's homework is like what we did just now inside of app.js. Like that's this thing.
Yes.
Yes. Because this image is hosted remotely someplace else. So it's always, you have to ask yourself two things when dealing with images. Where is the image hosted? Is it on my machine or is it in my site or someplace else? And then where am I using it? Am I using it inside of CSS or am I using it inside of JavaScript?
He had it right, he just had it to the tap.
Yeah, it had a different, I was really confused with the
Okay.
difference.
Always good to check that.
Yeah, I think I had it earlier, then I retyped it and kind
Yeah.
of autopilot and just.
So, is it possible to include like the image path, like what you did in CSS as a, in an object itself? For say if we had like an object of an image description that we were able to just access. You just have like this image key equal the URL link itself
In CSS,
in JavaScript.
so you
like
want
an object. Like if you had up there in that piece for Jones, you had, or that poster path, instead you had just like the dot images / JTAG. If that were in your local, on your local computer,
would that work?
and would you be able to then access it in props?
So it's, you wouldn't be in props unless you passed it down as props.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, that's what I was.
My movie dot poster path. I guess that's not gonna. You won't be able to see it.
Oh.
You get a broken image.
Broken image. Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, I kept getting. Yeah, so I guess you just can't do it.
right.
Cool. Well, there you go.
Yes. If you had something like that, you could do like a dynamic import statement or a dynamic require statement.
Yeah.
That gets next level stuff.
Okay. Cool. Well, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks.
So what you did for the ask for that movie, that should be under movie.js. What goes now? Nothing.
Relatively minimal. Like, remember the villains app that we did today?
Just header,
It was header, villains, and footer.
but then nothing else was in there.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. It should be simple. It should be relatively.
That's just an outline.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like the table of contents. Like, here's what I have
Oh,
inside.
yeah, that's perfect.
This is single code.
I love it.
Oh, is it different? Isn't this? No. What is
Well, if we're feeling good. If you're not feeling good, come find me for help. But yeah, I won't keep you here. Feel free to spread to the winds and work on lab.
Spread, children, spread.
Yes.
Dandelion. That's-
There.
Actually, I do have one, sorry.
What's up?
If you wanted to use font awesome in this case,
You don't-
something here.
But
It's
let's
still,
share that.
there's an HTML, an index.html. So you take that, that like script, whatever it is,
Yeah.
source, whatever, and stick it at the bottom of that index
So
file.
you can do that.
Okay, or.
But now, yes. So if we do React Font Awesome, we're probably going to get something called a package that we can install. So, yes, we're going to go into our first kind of walk into NPM or Yarn. So this is something, so this is all about the idea of using someone else's code within inside of our code. I'm saying, hey, someone has something cool that I want to reuse over here. I'm going to add this package to my project. In this case, I want to use Font Awesome. Something called React Font Awesome. So I'm going to take this, come over here to my terminal, wherever that ended up, and I'm going to yarn add React Font Awesome. So what this is going to do, this is going to look and go, hey, is there a package out there that looks like this? And I'm going to install it locally to my project. What that actually means is that it's sticking files, more files inside of that node modules folder that we always just ignore. And it's also adding another line to our package JSON.
You can just clipboard it and
Is it, so you directly into your project file.
You have to do it in the same directory as your package.json. So you see here, it's added now, React Font Awesome. So now I can actually use it. So I'm going to go over here, like the good developer I am, I'm going to read the documentation and see what's going on. And it says, I just need to do something like this. Var font awesome. So this might be a little bit different syntax than what we're used to. Know that require and import are in the same ballpark. They don't do the same thing, but they're in the same ballpark. And then I'm going to use their example to give Indiana Jones a rocket ship.
I don't know if that was that
Why?
Oh, the yarn starts. Indiana Jones in space, I think that's on.
The yarn add
Mhm.
React font awesome.
Yarn is our package management system, so like it does stuff for us. We want to add something to our project, and that thing we want to add is React Font Awesome.
When I did it, it just said clipboard.
You could also, so the clipboard on NPM is saying you should use NPM to install. NPM and Yarn do the same thing. React tends to favor Yarn,
Okay,
and it's good to be consistent.
so we say, I'm sorry, so we go yarn.
Yep, Yarn add React Font Awesome.
What's the rocket ship?
It's coming, Indy. Hold on.
Why is?
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Oh no, mine's technical, and it's always these off-topic ones. You go first.
I just so do you go into the package.json directly itself, or can you just be on the high level?
NPM, just usually you don't edit this, but you can. Like I can go in and say, hey, I need React Font Awesome, blah 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 blah. You can, but it's easier just to Yarn add it.
I meant like through the terminal, like CD into
Oh yeah,
the JSON file and then run yarn.
it should happen on the same level that you Yarn start.
Okay.
Let me get rid of my background URL because that is obnoxious. So where's my rocket ship?
It's gone.
My rocket ship's not there. So this is the fun of working with an API. So it should be, unless I'm missing something. Ah, so you do still have to link to the CDN here. So if I throw this in the index,
It is Wednesday.
it is Wednesday. That means tomorrow's Thursday.
Okay.
Means your weekend homework assignment will be done tomorrow. It will be assigned tomorrow.
So soon.
Really?
Yeah, it's still Thursday. Oh yeah. And Indy, here's your rocket ship.
Oh, it's a squeaky little thing.
Yeah.
But I thought Indiana was going to be on top of it, right?
Jeez. Feature creep.
Oh no, so sorry, my slightly technical question that relates to it, but slightly doesn't. Why is it that React chooses to open in the same Chrome tab while with previous the alpha and beta versions you just kept having to close?
Every time you restart it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the React scripts are better than BrowserSync.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
You know what happens. But
You make a logical conclusion based on the facts that you know.
Could you share the?
Sure.
Sorry,
It's okay, go ahead.
I was just wondering if you could change tab to the
Oh, to the actual.
where the font awesome.
Thanks.
It's okay.
So we brought it in, which actually we could switch this to, instead of a const, we could do.
So we put it in the package JSON. It's already done. Once we install it in the terminal, it's there.
We could switch this to an import. From Font Awesome. So yeah, we installed the package and we added the CDN, and now we have a Font Awesome component that we can use.
And you don't have to create this component.
Nope.
But going back to the background image, so besides adding it to CSS, did you do anything else?
Nope.
This is not coming up, right?
So the only thing that I did was
Because you have images straight under source,
Yep.
right?
images and source with jones.jpg inside of here. That's all I have. Sorry.
Doesn't like it.
Okay, we can look at it.
Oh, never mind, it's just slow.
Yeah, so sometimes what might happen is that it might actually refresh the page before it's done rebuilding your app. So if something's not working, it's always good to like refresh it once or twice to make sure you're actually on the latest version.
Okay,
And that's just a really weird rate.
I guess I'm just used to the non-React, so it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah,
snapping.
yeah.
So the URL is in place of dot pop.
Okay, cool. Break. Have fun. I'll see you all in lab. I hope.